The Rigveda in 6.19 Indra, 13 verses. Great, hero-like, controlling men is Indra, unwasting in his powers, doubled in vastness. He turned to us, hath grown to hero vigor, broad-wide. He hath been decked by those who serve him. The bowl made Indra swift to gather booty, the high, the lofty, youthful, undecaying. Him who hath waxed by strength which none may conquer, at once grown to complete perfection. Stretch out those hands of thine, extend to usward thy wide capacious arms, and grant us glory, like as the household herdsman guards the cattle. So move thou round about us in the combat. Now fain for strength let us invite your Indra hither, who lieth hidden with his heroes, free from all blame, without reproach, uninjured e'en as were those who sang of old his praises. With steadfast laws, wealth-giver, strong through Soma, he hath much fair and precious food to feed us. In him unite all paths that lead to riches, like rivers that commingle with the ocean, bring unto us the mightiest might. O hero, strong and most potent force, thou great subduer, all splendid, vigorous powers of men, vouchsafe us, Lord of bay steeds, that they may make us joyful. Bring us, grown mighty in thy strength, O Indra, thy friendly, rapturous joy that wins the battle. Wherewith, by thee, assisted and triumphant, we may laud thee in gaining seed and offspring. Indra, bestow on us the power, heroic, skilled, and exceeding strong, that wins the booty, wherewith, by thy assistance, we may conquer our foes in battle, be they kin or stranger. Let thine heroic strength come from behind us, before us, from above us, or below us, from every side. May it approach us, Indra. Give us the glory of the realm of splendor. With most heroic aid from thee, like heroes, Indra, may we win wealth by deeds' glory. Thou, King, art Lord of earthly, heavenly treasure, vouchsafe us riches vast, sublime and lasting, the bowl whose strength hath waxed, whom Marutas follow, free-giving Indra, the celestial ruler, mighty, all-conquering, the victory giver. Him let us call to grant us new protection. Give up the people who are high and haughty, to these men and to me. O thunder wielder, therefore upon the earth do we invoke thee, where heroes win, for sons and kine and waters. Through these thy friendships, God invoked of many, may we be victors over every foeman, slaying both kinds of foe. May we, O hero, be happy, helped by thee, with ample riches. And let us be careful not to waste anything. Not our attention, not our body, not our external wealth. And let us remember that the ultimate enemies are limited in their direction, in their reach. And everything is encompassed by deity. 6.20 Indra, 13 verses. Give us wealth, Indra, that with might, as heaven o'ertops the earth, o'ercomes our foes in battle. Wealth that brings thousands, and that wins the cornlands. Wealth, son of strength, that vanquishes the foeman. Even as the power of Dyaus to thee, O Indra, all Asura sway was by the gods entrusted. When thou, impetuous, leagued with Vishnu, slewest Vritra the dragon who enclosed the waters, Indra strong victor, mightier than the mighty, addressed with prayer and perfect in his splendor, Lord of the vault that breaketh forts in pieces, became the king of the sweet juice of Soma. There Indra, while the light was won, the Panis fled, neath 100 blows. For wise Dasone and greedy Sushna's magical devices, nor left he any other food remaining. What time the thunder fell, and Sushna perished, all life's support from the great Dhru was taken. Indra made room for his car driver, Kutsa, who sat beside him when he gained the sunlight, as the hawk rent for him the stalk that gladdens. He wrenched the head from Namuchi the Dasa. He guarded Nami, Sapya's son, in slumber, and sated him with food, success, and riches. Thou, thunder armed with thy great might, hast shattered Pipru's strong forts, who knew the wiles of serpents. Thou gavest to thy worshipper, Rajasthan, imperishable wealth. O bounteous giver, the crafty, the Tasu, the swift, Dasone, and Tugra, speedily with all his servants, hath Indra, gladdening with strong assistance, forced near as 'twere to glorify the mother. Resistless with the hosts he battles, bearing in both his arms the Vritra slaying thunder. He mounts his bays as the car seat and archer, yoked at a word, they bear the lofty Indra. May we, O Indra, gain by thy new favor, so Purus laud thee with their sacrifices, that thou hast wrecked 7 autumn forts, their shelter slain Dasa tribes, and aided Puruk Utsa, favoring Uthana, the son of Kava. Thou wast his ancient strengthener, O Indra. Thou gavest Nava Vastva as a present to the great father, gavest back to his grandson. Thou, roaring Indra, drovest on the waters that made a roaring sound like rushing rivers. What time, O hero, o'er the sea thou broughtest, in safety broughtest Turvasa and Yadu. This, Indra, was thy work in war. Thou sentest Dhone and Chumre to sleep and slumber. The Pita lit the flame for thee, and worshipped with fuel hymns poured Soma, dressed oblations. And the evil magic has its power, but if the faith is in deity, then that evil magic doesn't have that power over you. Hymn 621, Indra, Visvadevas. Or perhaps in a moment one isn't thinking, and then one thinks and stops the power. If you know how. Anyways, 12 verses. These, hymn 621, these the most constant singers in vocations call thee who art to be invoked, O hero. Hymns call anew the chariot born, eternal by eloquence. Men gain abundant riches. I praise that Indra, known to all men, honored with songs, extolled with hymns, sacrifices, whose majesty, rich in wondrous arts, surpasseth the magnitude of earth and heaven in greatness. He hath made pathways with the sun to aid him throughout the darkness that extended pathless. Mortals who yearn to worship ne'er dishonor. O mighty God, thy law who art immortal, and he who did these things, where is it that Indra, among what tribes, what people doth he visit? What sacrifice contents thy mind and wishes? What priest among them all? What hymn, O Indra? Yea, here were they who born of old have served thee, thy friends of ancient time, thou active worker. Bethink thee now of these, invoked of many, the midmost and the recent, and the youngest, inquiring after him, thy latter servants, Indra, have gained their former old traditions. Hero to whom the prayer is brought, we praise thee as great for that wherein we know thee mighty. The demon's strength is gathered fast against thee. Great as that strength hath grown. Go forth to meet it, with thine own ancient friend and companion, the thunderbolt, brave champion. Drive it backward. Hear too the prayer of this, thy present beadsman, O Indra hero, cherishing the singer. For thou wouldst our father's friend aforetime, still swift to listen to their supplication. Bring to our help this day for our protection Varuna, Mitra, Indra, and the Marutas, Pushan and Vishnu, Agni and Purande, Savitar also, and the plants and mountains. The singers here exalt with hymns and praises thee who art very mighty and most holy. Hear when invoked the invoker's invocation. Beside thee there is none like thee, immortal. Now to my words come quickly, thou who knowest, O Son of Strength, with all who claim our worship, who visit sacred rites, whose tongue is Agni, gods who made Manu, stronger than the Dasyu. On good and evil ways be thou our leader, thou who art known to all as path preparer. Bring power to us, O Indra, with thy horses, steeds that are best to draw, broad-backed, unwearied. Now, in the Bible, they talk about praying without ceasing. And here we're talking about a striving that perhaps starts with chanting on beads, but extends further. You know, the Jihadin Fisabilillah. As it's called. Hymn 6.22, Indra, 11 verses. With these my hymns I glorify that Indra who is alone to be invoked by mortals, the Lord, the mighty one of manly vigor, vigorous, hero, true, and full of wisdom, our sires of old, Navagavas, sages 7, while urging him to show his might, extolled him, dwelling on heights, swift, smiting down opponents, guileless in word and in his thoughts most mighty. We seek that Indra to obtain his riches, that bring much food and men and store of heroes. Bring us, Lord of bay steeds, to make us joyful, celestial wealth abundant, undecaying. Tell thou us this, if at thy hand aforetime the earlier singers have obtained good fortune, what is thy share and portion, strong subduer, Asura slayer, rich, invoked of many? He who for car-born Indra, armed with thunder, hath a hymn craving, deeply piercing, fluent, who sends a song, effectual, firmly grasping, and strength bestowing. He comes near the mighty, strong of thyself, thou by this art hast shattered, with thought swift, Parvata, him who waxed against thee, and mightiest roaring, boldly rent in pieces, things that were firmly fixed and never shaken. Him will we fit for you with new devotion, the strongest ancient one, in ancient manner. So may that Indra, boundless, faithful leader, conduct us o'er all places hard to traverse. Thou for the people who oppress hast kindled the earthly firmament, and that of heaven. With heat, O bull, on every side consume them. Heat, earth, and flood for him who hates devotion. Of all the heavenly folk, of earthly creatures, thou art the king, O god of splendorous aspect. In thy right hand, O Indra, grasp thy thunder eternal. Thou destroyest all enchantments. Give us confirmed prosperity, O Indra, vast and exhaustless, for the foes subduing. Strengthen therewith the Arya's hate and Dasas, and let the arms of Nahushas be mighty. Come with thy team, which brings all blessings hither, disposer, much invoked, exceeding holy. Thou whom no fiend, no god can stay or hinder, come swiftly with these steeds in my direction. And we may think of the new as the most advanced, but the original, uncorrupted forms of worship that were revealed are the best. And certainly when a new age comes about, that new age has its revealed forms. But then again, as it progresses, it's the old and not necessarily the traditions, because the traditions of man, of humans, are what you're trying to lift off, as far as they are merely the traditions of men, right? Hymn 6.23, Indra, 10 verses. Thou art attached to pressed out Soma, Indra at laud at prayer, and when the hymn is chanted, or when with yoked bays, Mangavan, thou comest, O Indra, bearing in thine arms the thunder, or when on that decisive day thou holpest the presser of the juice at Vritra's slaughter, or when thou, when the strong one feared, undaunted, gavest to death Indra the daring Dasyus, let Indra drink the pressed out Soma, helper and mighty guide of him who sings his praises. He gives the hero room who pours oblations and treasure even to the lowly singer. E'en humble rites with his bay steeds he visits. He wields the bolt, drinks Soma, gives us cattle. He makes the valiant rich in store of heroes, accepts our praise, and hears the singer's calling. What he hath longed for, we have brought to Indra, who from the days of old hath done us service. While Soma flows, we will sing him and laud him, so that our prayer may strengthen Indra's vigor. Thou madest prayer the means of thine exalting. Therefore we wait on thee with hymns, O Indra. May we, by the pressed Soma, Soma drinker, bring thee with sacrifice, blissful sweet refreshment. Mark well our sacrificial cake. Delighted Indra, drink Soma and the milk commingled. Here on the sacrificer's grass be seated. Give ample room to thy devoted servant. O mighty one, be joyful as thou willest. Let these our sacrifices reach and find thee. May this our hymn and these our invocations turn thee, whom many men invoke, to help us. Friends, when the juices flow, replenish duly your own, your bounteous Indra with the Soma. Will it not aid him to support us? Indra spares him who sheds the juice to win his favor. While Soma flowed, thus Indra hath been lauded. Ruler of nobles, mid the Bharadvajas, that Indra may become the singer's patron and give him wealth in every kind of treasure. And see, we want good in everything, right? In the Quran, there's that phrase that the meat and the blood doesn't reach God. Well, God's omnipresent, so that's not what's going out per se. It's the devotion. Hymn 6.24, Indra, 10 verses. Strong, rapturous joy, praise, glory are with Indra. Impetuous God, he quaffs the juice of Soma, that Mangavan whom men must laud with singing. Heaven dweller, king of songs, whose help is lasting. He, friend of man, most wise, victorious hero, hears with far-reaching aid the singer call him. Excellent, praise of men, the bard's supporter. Strong he gives strength, extolled in holy synod. The lofty axle of thy wheels, O hero, is not surpassed by heaven and earth in greatness. Like branches of a tree, invoked of many manifold aids, spring forth from thee, O Indra. Strong Lord, thine energies, endowed with vigor, are like the paths of kine converging homeward. Like bonds of cord, Indra, that bind the younglings, no bonds are they. O thou a boundless bounty. One act today, another act tomorrow, oft Indra makes what is not yet existent. Here have we, Mitra, Varuna, and Pushan, to overcome the foeman's domination. By song and sacrifice, men brought the waters from thee, as from a mountain's ridge, O Indra, urging thy might. With these fair lauds, they seek thee, O theme of song, as horses rush to battle. That Indra, whom nor months, nor autumn seasons wither with age, nor fleeting days enfeeble, still may his body wax e'en now mighty, so mighty, glorified by the lauds and hymns that praise him. Extolled he bends not to the strong, the steadfast, nor to the bold incited by the Dasyu. High mountains are as level plains to Indra. Even in the deep he finds firm ground to rest on. Impetuous speeder through all depth and distance. Give strengthening food, thou drinker of the juices. Stand up erect to help us, unreluctant, what time the gloom of night brightens to morning. Hastening to help, come hither and protect him. Keep him from harm when he is here, O Indra. At home, abroad, from injury preserve him. May brave sons gladden us through 100 winters. And let us remember that as much as we can do what we are to do with what is at hand, sometimes it is best to go out and make an effort outside your place. Hymn 625, Indra, 9 verses. With thine assistance, O thou mighty Indra, be it the least, the midmost are the highest. Great with those aids, and by these powers support us, strong God, in battle that subdues our foemen. With these discomfit hosts that fight against us, and check the opponent's wrath, thyself uninjured. With these chase all our foes to every quarter, subdue the tribes of Dasas to the Arya. Those who array themselves as foes to smite us, O Indra, be they kin or be they strangers, strike thou their manly strength, that it be feeble, and drive in headlong flight our foemen backward. With strength of limb the hero slays the hero, when bright in arms they range them for the combat. When two opposing hosts contend in battle for seed and offspring, waters kine or grainlands, yet no strong man hath conquered thee, no hero, no brave, no warrior trusting in his valor. Not one of these is match for thee, O Indra. Thou far surpassest all these living creatures. He is the lord of both these armies' valor. When the commanders call them to the conflict, when with their ranks expanded they are fighting with a great foe, are for a home with heroes, and when the people stir themselves for battle, be thou their savior, Indra, and protector, and theirs thy manliest of our friends, the pious, the chiefs who have been installed as priests. O Indra, to thee for high dominion hath been for evermore, for slaughtering the Vritras, all lordly power and might. O holy Indra, given by gods for victory in battle, so urge our hosts together in combats, yield up the godless bands that fight against us. Singing at morn, may we find thee with favor, yea, Indra, and even now, we Bharatvajas. And self-defense and defense of others are suitable reasons for war. When you do go to war, one of the things that might prevent wars of aggression is the idea, well, is it going to hurt our troops? What are the costs for our people? Not just whether we're going to win or not, right? Hymn 626, Indra, 8 verses. O Indra, hear us, running down the Soma. We call on thee to win us, mighty valor. Give us strong succor on the day of trial, when the tribes gather on the field of battle. The warrior, son of warrior sire, invokes thee to gain great strength, that may be won as booty. To thee, the brave man's lord, the fiend's subduer, he looks when fighting hand to hand for cattle. Thou didst impel the sage to win the daylight, didst ruin Suchna for the pious Kutsa, the invulnerable demon's head. Thou clavest when thou wouldst win the praise of Etathigva, the lofty battle car thou broughtest forward. Thou holpest to subdue the strong when fighting. Along with Vatasu thou slewest Tugra, and madest Tujas strong, who praised thee, Indra. Thou madest good the laud, what time thou rentest 100,000 fighting foes, O hero, slewest the Dasa Sambara of the mountain, and with strange aids didst succor Devadasa, made glad with so much prots and faith. Thou sentest Chamura to his sleep, please the Pita, thou kindly giving Raja to Pethinas, slewest with might at once the 60,000. May I too, with the liberal chiefs, O Indra, acquire thy bliss supreme and domination, when mightiest hero girt. Nahusha heroes boast them in thee, the triply strong defender. So may we be thy friends, thy best beloved, O Indra. At this holy invocation, best be Kratardana, illustrious ruler, in slain foemen, and and gaining riches. And let us go above and beyond merely this servant-slave devotee station of deity. Of course, in a way, that's the highest stage, but you know what I mean, going beyond what's required. Hymn 6.27, Indra, 8 verses. What deed hath Indra done in the wild transport in quaffing or in friendship with the Soma? What joys have men of ancient times or recent obtained within the chamber of libation? In its wild joy Indra hath provided him faithful in quaffing, faithful in its friendship. His truth is the delight that is in this chamber. The men of old and recent times have tasted. All thy vast power, O Mangavan, we know not the riches of thy full abundance. No one hath seen that might of thine productive of bounty, every day renewed, O Indra. This one great power of thine our eyes have witnessed, wherewith thou slewest Varasika's children, when by the force of thy descending thunder, at the mere sound, their boldest was demolished. In aid of Abhyavartan Cha Yamana, Indra destroyed the seed of Varasika at Hari Upiya. He smote the vanguard of the Vrijivats, and the rear fled frightened. 3,000 mailed in quest of fame, together on the Yavati. O much sought Indra, Vrijivats' sons, falling before the arrow like bursting vessels, went to their destruction. He whose 2 red steers, seeking goodly pasture, plying their tongues, move on twixt earth and heaven, gave Trivasa to Srinjaya, and to aid him gave the Vrijivats up to Daevavata, 2 wagon teams with damsels, 20 oxen, O Agnam. Abhyavartan Cha Yamana, the liberal sovereign, giveth me this guerdon of Prithu's seed is hard to win from others. And let us remember, when it comes to deity, the light beings, there's more to it than we can imagine, let alone what we can speak.